Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
And this week we have lots to talk about. Later, we will be joined by our new bestie, Sarah, who you might know better from her online persona, Sidelines with Sarah. We're going to get into a bit of a discussion about the expanding number of opportunities for women working in sports media and some of her favorite sports. But as always, if there's anything you want us to talk about here on the podcast, be sure to leave it in the comments and be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, ladies, let's kick things off as always with our Pookies of the week. Melissa, who's your Pookie of the week this week?
Okay, I know I've been trying to pick other players, and I know I'm biased towards the Orioles, but I have to make Colin Cowser my Pookie this week. Colin Cowser, he had a rough start to the season, but all that has turned around in late May because he had 2 walk-off wins 2 days in a row against Detroit and then Tampa Bay. And I was lucky enough to be at that first game. And I was sitting one section over from where the home run landed. It was super exciting. And that happened to be his first walk-off win, ever. Only for him to go ahead and do it again the next night. So that's pure Orioles magic. That's why he has to be my Pookie this week. All I have to say is, moo! Way to go, Cowser. Keep up that momentum.
Good job, Muffins. We knew you could do it.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I love that the Detroit broadcast, the commentators were just talking smack about him.
Really?
Because it was either the second to last or the last out before the game would have been over.
Yes.
And they're like, yeah, Kenley Jansen's just going to shut this down. This has not been a consistent bat this year. And then Colton Cowser smacks it and he goes, the announcer goes, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh my God, it was amazing. I was like, is it gone? Is it gone? And then it hit next to us and I was like, oh my God, we won. This is so cool. So cool.
We love to see it. All right, Hallie, who is your Pookie of the week this week?
My Pookie this week is the rabbit that ran around the outfield at Coors. I love when animals break free on the field and cause a little havoc. Congrats to the bunny. I hope you made it out of there safe or are living in the walls safely.
You know what? The Rockies could probably use the bunny in the outfield.
I don't know if he has thumbs to hold a bat, but congratulations to the bunny MVP.
Way to make the team, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my Pookie this week is a little bit of a throwback. This one goes out to John Axford, who played in the league from 2009 to 2018. He pitched for a couple different teams, but most notably the Brewers and the Athletics. And he was voted into your favorite athlete's favorite esteemed institution, aka the MLB Hall of Pretty Good, this past November. And not just that, when John was campaigning to be elected into the MLB Hall of Pretty Good, by the way, shout out Bryce, commissioner of the Hall of Pretty Good, John promised everyone in the comment section who voted for him to get into the Hall of Pretty Good that he would give everyone a hug. So I just want to know, John, where's my hug? Because yes, I did vote for you to get into the MLB Hall of Pretty Good. So I'll take my hug anytime. Thank you so much.
Take your hug or we'll accept payment in the form of being a guest on the podcast. Thank you very much.
That too. John Axford, love to see that you made it into the hall. And I really love how you've continued to connect with the fans since you've retired from the league. And for that reason and many others, you are my Pookie of the week this week.
Yay, good one.
All right, Lovelies, we want to hear from you. Who is your Pookie of the week this week? Let us know in the comments and tag your Pookie if you can. All right, Lovelies, today we are joined by our new bestie, Sarah of Sidelines with Sarah. Welcome to the pod, bestie.
Yay! Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, Sarah, I would love to talk to you about your work and how you've laid your path with your career in sports and your content creation. And then Hallie's going to give you a rapid fire quiz so that the Lovelies can get to know you a little bit better. And then we're going to get your hot takes on our top 5 this week. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds great.
Perfect. Okay. So first things first, we've got to know, who is your Pookie of the week this week?
My Pookie of the week has to be Connor Wong because he hit his first home run since August of 2024. He's doing his trot around the bases. He gets to the dugout. He puts the Wally hat on for the first time ever. And then he's putting on his catching gear in the dugout, and they overturn it. And so he did not actually get a home run. He is still home runless since, I think, August of 2024. So, my heart broke. I cried tears of joy when he hit that home run because I was so proud of him. Everyone was so proud of him. That's a Red Sox fan. And then it was overturned. And it was it literally missed the mark by 0.1 of an inch. they just should have just given it to him. But you know what? He deserves to be Pookie of the Week because I feel so bad and my heart breaks for him.
Absolutely. We have a big soft spot for catchers on our show. And I've always really liked Connor Wong. And I think science has not actually proven this, but I think all of his uniforms are made out of Pookie material. So MLB, please report back.
Yeah.
Good Pookie.
We need to know.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So, Sarah, first thing I want to know about you is what made you fall in love with sports?
Well, I'm an only child, and my dad was a stay-at-home dad. He ran an online sports memorabilia business through our house. So my whole life basically was spent around him, watching him like find all the sports gear. And then I always grew up going to our local YMCA where I played every sport possible. And he also introduced me to the Boston sports culture very early in my life. There's a photo of me around like a month or two old in a full Patriots outfit with a Build-A-Bear Patriots helmet on, watching a game. So it's just been my life basically since I can remember.
Oh, I love that. And I love that, like, not only did you grow up like learning to love the sport as you're watching it, but you're also learning to love it from like a history standpoint, like watching your dad sell all that memorabilia. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm very grateful
neat.
to have him. It's so funny because he knows baseball cards so well, and he'll just remember stat lines like from the back of people's baseball cards, and I just find it so fascinating. Like I just love talking to him about it because it's so cool.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, it's almost Father's Day, so wishing a happy Father's Day to your dad.
Thank you.
Of course. So I have to kind of guess that the Red Sox are your favorite Major League Baseball team.
Unfortunately, sometimes.
So aside from Connor Wong, who are your some favorite Red Sox players or just MLB players in general to watch?
Well, on the Red Sox, I'd say my favorite non-pitcher would be Wilson Contreras. He just plays with so much energy and passion, and like his bat flips after walks are so funny. You'd probably think he hit like this game tying home run, but he really was just walked. And he's always looking to start a fight, and I'm a big hockey fan, so like that's always just like a good thing for me too. And my favorite Red Sox pitcher would have to be Peyton Tolley. He is like if a fan could throw a phenomenal heater. It is insane. His interviews, he has the funniest quotes. He does cameo, and the cameos he does are just so funny. I know some people who've gotten them, and they're just so funny. So he's definitely one of my favorites too, just because of his personality. He's also just phenomenal. I think he's second in the league this year in expected ERA, like right under Paul Skeens. So he's just a phenomenal pitcher, and he has a phenomenal personality. So that's a good thing. And then I'd say non-Red Sox players, Ernie Clement. I really like Ernie Clement. Jacob Mizorowski. Oh my God, watching him pitch, it's insane. And then Kyle Schwarber, who I'm still very not over the fact that he's with the Phillies and not with the Red Sox.
Totally gotcha.
I too am a fan of Ernie Clement. I'm just gonna say I love him. And
Melissa is a big Ernie Clement fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Love me some Ernie. He's so pretty.
She will never give up an excuse to talk about Ernie Clement, honestly.
No. I almost felt bad making Ernie videos this weekend. I was like, I'm cheating on Adley a little bit, but
whenever you go to Camden, Adley is there, but Ernie's not always there.
Ernie's not always there. And then when he bent down and like got himself dirty on purpose, I was like, oh, this is too good of an opportunity. Thank you, Ernie.
Wow.
When you like some dirty.
Oh my gosh. So, but you mentioned that you're a big hockey fan.
Yes.
How are you feeling about the way that this season has kind of shaped up? I would love to get your hot takes.
In general, I mean, if I want to speak from a Bruins perspective, this Bruins season was actually really funny. I feel like I went through an emotional roller coaster with this team every game. It was watching them. It was like you never knew if they were going to decide whether or not they wanted to actually play hockey. So that was always fun to watch. First round exit, that's kind of fun, I guess. But they're a very young team, so I'm glad they were able to make it back to the playoffs because they didn't make it last year. But the Avalanche getting swept, they were the best team in the league by far. They set records. They were just a phenomenal team, and they got swept. There's that. I mean, for me, kind of with hockey, once the Bruins are out of it, I'm like, I can't do this. I was so brokenhearted when they were done. And then I'm also into women's hockey as well, the PWHL. Gotta plug it. Love them.
Oh, who's your team?
The Boston Fleet, of course. And I cried because they lost in double overtime when they should have. This was our year. We should have won it all. But I'm at least glad, though, that with the PWHL, the Frost didn't win it again because, a three-peat, I wouldn't have wanted that. Like, no, thank you. But
the Frost is my team.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, don't take it personal. I just I can't. I'm a Boston sports fan. I can't root when other teams are having success. Like,
I
unfortunately, that's just
understand.
That's just who we are. I hate to say it, but
I understand. And from a storytelling perspective, it was time for someone else to win. I just think about like the skill of the PWHL goalies versus the skills of the NHL goalies. Like, I'm sorry. The PWHL goalies, I think, simply are better at their
Oh,
job.
Erin Franco would be a Vezina Trophy winner 100% if she played in the NHL. I love a good like goaltending masterclass. It's just
Oh, I get
just as good, much as I love a good pitching duel. Like I don't need offense. Just give me some good defense.
Hell yeah. So can you kind of give us a little bit of a quick rundown of how you got to be Sideline with Sarah?
Yeah, so my entire life, I've always loved content creation and editing, and I've also really loved the business side of it too, and just like everything that goes into it. I love the grind part of it. I have so many YouTube videos when I was like 7 years old, pretending to be a YouTuber. Like I posted one the other day where I was like, "Bye guys, love you." And it was just like in the backseat of my dad's car, and I was like filming like we're going to Gillette Stadium, and then we might be going to TD Garden after. And it's just like I have so many of these funny YouTube videos I made growing up, and it's always just such a big passion in my life. And when I got to that point where I was like, oh, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I always just kind of brushed it aside because I'm like, it's not a real job. Like, it's not a serious thing. And then I could never find something that I was just as passionate about that I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Like, wow, this seems so interesting. And then I fell in love with public speaking, and I saw other people online building their own sports brands online, and just with them talking sports and making a career out of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bet on myself. I'm gonna give myself 5 years and hopefully put my all into it and make a career out of it. So I haven't even made it to year 1 yet, and I feel like I've made a lot of success. So I hope, that just continues.
Absolutely. And I think so. I mean, I found you completely organically, so you've got to be doing something right. I mean, just to have the belief in yourself, I feel like is half the battle, just because, once you start putting stuff out there, if you are completely self-started and you're starting from scratch, nothing, it's so difficult to kind of like build that up little like brick by brick. And I did a panel with some other content creators last week, and we were talking about how like defeating it can feel at first when you're first starting, and you're not getting a lot of views, or the algorithm like forces one of your videos to flop, especially when it flops on one platform but it does well on another platform. It just like
yes.
I think you're absolutely right, though. There's so much thought that goes into content creation that a lot of people don't think about until you're actually doing it. So the fact that you have all those videos from when you were younger, like it's practice. It's just good practice.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I feel like to be successful in content, like you really need to have the passion for it. Because if you don't have like that true
1000%.
passion for it, and you don't have that true want for it, like you're just gonna burn out.
So kind of in that same vein, what has been your greatest joy in creating your content and being a part of, the online community?
It truly is my favorite thing in the entire world. Like there's never a time where I'm like, oh, I have to make a video, or oh, I have to edit something. Like I am so excited after every game, I'm so excited every time I have to film a video, or I have an idea for a script or a video. One joy for me, I guess, would be when people tell me they look forward to my recap after games, or they tell me like, oh, this happened and I thought of you. Like whenever like Greg Weiser comes into games, I have people comment like, oh, I thought of you when this happened. And I just think that's such an insane thing. Like I'm just like, what? Like you thought of me? Or when IKF does something good, they're like, oh, like what about him now? Because I complained about him the entire offseason. I had to make an apology video. But I don't know, that's just like such a cool thing too, when people like these things happen and they're like tagging me in it because like, oh, like what do you think about this? I'm like, you want to know my opinion? Like, that's just like still such a surreal thing to me. And I went to Fenway Park the other day, and I was with my dad, and like 3 people in a row came up to me saying that they followed me and that they love my content. And this was like right when we stepped into the park. And I was like, this is insane. My dad's like, we got to get to our seats. Like we can't be in front. I'm like, it's just 3 people. But it's just, I don't know. It's such an insane thing that like people want to hear my takes and enjoy the videos I'm putting out there. It's just still such a surreal thing.
Yeah, your dad didn't realize he was going to the game with a celebrity, so just got to get used to it. So from your perspective, why do you think it's important to continue to give women a seat at the table within this industry?
Well, I went to an all-girls school for middle school and high school, so female empowerment is something that is extremely important to me. So I know for me, at least, like when I'm making content, I'm just being myself. I'm not, trying to do anything specific to try and get the male gaze or anything. I'm just being myself. And I'm like, if you don't like that, if a man doesn't like that, okay, that's fine. Like I had a man call me a dishwasher once. I had someone tell me to stop talking about football and make them a sandwich. Like that's a comment I'll never forget because I thought it was so funny. I think it's
That
just
is
so
stupid.
important for other females to see someone, just a female be themselves online and talk about sports in a way that they want to talk about it and not let a man try and, discriminate against that or just make it seem less than it is. I think it's very important for other females to see females be respected within this industry because it is so male dominated. And, some men get very insecure when a woman has a better take than they do. And, I've had some girls reach out to me and say how my content is so inspiring to them. And I'm just like, it just means the world when I have other females say that to me.
As far as being authentic online, I feel like to your point, when talking about, you're not making your content for the male gaze, I feel like online for female content creators, showing up authentically and being backed with the knowledge to actually have a conversation with someone is so much more powerful, first of all. But
For sure.
I also I love whenever a man responds to one of our videos or anything and they're like, blah, 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 you don't know what you're talking about, like you're a girl, blah, blah, blah. Or here's an insulting comment about the way that you look. I literally just responded and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much for commenting. Thanks for watching.
I love trolling with them. And it's so funny now too, because now that, I have a little bit of an audience, people respond and defend me. And I don't even need to do it. I just sit back and relax and I'm like, oh, I'll watch this.
Yep. I love it. I love it. So thinking about some of the people who have inspired you in your journey as a content creator, who are some of the people that kind of stick out?
Well, I'd say from a female perspective, definitely ask Kate from Baseball for Baddies. She was one of the first people that I saw making content within the space and just truly being herself and talking about her passions, which is baseball. And I was really inspired by that. And then there's this girl, Erica Jones, who has become basically like a mentor to me. I reached out to her to help me with a school project and she did. She helped me out with it, which was nice of her. And she just kind of helped me too when I had questions about the industry and things like that. And then there's this girl, Gab from FanDuel. She also helped me with that school project. So shout out to them. Also Section 10, which is male based for guys talking about talks, but that also inspired me to I can make a career out of talking about a more niche side of sports and Boston sports because that's where my true passion lies. Obviously I love sports as a whole, but my content is 95% Boston sports and that's my true passion. I don't know, seeing other creators get big off of it was very inspiring to be like, okay, I can talk about my true passions and make a career out of it.
So is the Boston sports scene typically what drives your content, or is it just a love of sports in general?
Definitely my love for Boston sports and sports in general, but I also just think it's just my love for content creation too. I mean, I don't really have a lot of people in my life that I can talk sports with or just be my true self and make the inside jokes that maybe only Boston sports fans would know or sports fans as a whole would know. My passion for content creation mixed with sports and mixed with just wanting to build a community where I can talk sports in the way that I want to talk about it. If like a breaking news thing's happened, I can make a joke about it. I don't have to be super like this happened and this happened and this happened. I can be funny with it if I wanted to.
Last thing before we get into your rapid fire quiz, I would love to know what your blind World Series predictions are. We're about 2 months into the season. So how are you feeling?
This is really hard, mainly because the American League sucks and then the National League is so competitive. So it's like, how do I choose this? But I think I'm definitely not choosing the Dodgers or the Yankees. I think for the American League, honestly, I'm going to give a super hot take because this probably isn't going to happen. But I counted the Rays out. I said, oh, they're going to be last place in the American League. Easy. They can't compete with any of those other teams. And I think they might make the World Series. I'm so serious. I just love the way they play baseball. And if not them, maybe Seattle.
Yeah, the Rays team that they have this year is playing absolutely fantastic baseball. But what I think they're doing well is they're playing well as a team. I feel like a lot of the other a lot of the other teams are struggling to play together as a well-oiled machine, but the Rays are doing that really well right now.
Yeah. For the National League, I think the Brewers, if their pitching staff can stay healthy, definitely the Brewers. I wanted a Seattle-Milwaukee World Series last year. So you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm going to root for that this year. Seattle-Milwaukee.
All right. Well, Sarah, we are going to hit you with some rapid fire questions so that the Glovelies can get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
Yes.
Hallie, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay. What is your favorite sport?
To play basketball and to watch either baseball or hockey.
Lovely. Do you have a favorite sports team?
Whichever Boston team isn't making me mad.
Hell yeah. Who is your current favorite active athlete?
Peyton Tolley.
Very nice. And your favorite of all time?
Boston Celtics, Isaiah Thomas.
Ooh. What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Very nice. How do you take your coffee?
I actually don't drink coffee, which I know people always are blown away when I say that, but I just I don't want to start drinking coffee and then get addicted to it.
Next thing you know, you'll be drinking coffee at 8 p.m.
It's an
like
expensive.
me.
What's your favorite movie?
Priorities.
Legally Blonde or High School Musical 2.
Ooh, do you have
What? Like it's hard?
do you have a favorite comfort meal or snack food item?
My favorite snack is specifically olive oil and sea salt popcorn from CVS.
Yum. Okay. If you played baseball, what would your walk-up song be?
Personally, I would do one like every 4 innings, but I think my main one would be Man Eater by Nelly Furtado.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Great one. And do you have a favorite sports memory?
Probably the 28-3 New England Patriots comeback in Super Bowl L1. Like, that's going to be a story I'm going to tell my kids one day. Like, they're going to sit me down. They're going to be like, Mom, like, what happened in Super Bowl L1? And I can just tell them everything. And I'm just, I cannot wait for that.
Nice.
That's going to be so great.
I remember everything, like, all the specific details. Like, I can't remember what I did yesterday, but I remember everything that happened in Super Bowl L1.
I love it. All right, moving on, Glovelies. We are going to dive right into our top 5 of the week. This week's top 5 is going to be a little out of the box, and this category was chosen by Sarah herself. We are going to break down our top 5 Disney Channel original movies. Strap in, y'all. This is going to be a good one. All right, Sarah, since you are our guest, why don't you start us off with your number 5 pick?
I'm going to say number 5, Descendants.
Okay.
Mine too.
Okay, good. I feel better knowing someone else.
And I'm not gonna pick one. I just all 3 of you.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Like, if they had multiple movies, like, it's all in one.
I will say, I'll chime in here and say that Descendants was my honorable mention. I think it is such a cool concept. When the Monster High and the Ever After High dolls came out in stores, I thought that was like the most brilliant concept for a product line. And when Descendants came out as a film, first of all, it was directed and choreographed by Kenny Ortega, and I will trust anything that man puts his hands on. First of all, in Kenny we trust.
Yeah.
But that is such a good concept. All right,
Yeah.
Melissa, what is your number 5?
Okay, so you guys are going to get the pics of Mini Melissa, as in my daughter, because I told Courtney I am going to be worthless when it comes to this category because I am too old for these movies. Mini Melissa, for number 5, picked High School Musical 2 because she liked
Number 5?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Number 5, High School Musical 2.
We might need to have a
was for
chat
her.
about that.
She likes that
Wow.
because I guess they're on summer vacation. I don't know. Yes, that will be the only High School Musical that is on this list.
Oh, I'm intrigued to see what the other 4 are now.
Yes.
My number 5 is going to be Smart House. Smart House was it was AI before AI was AI. And the overall message was basically relying on technology is bad. So do things for yourself. And yeah, AI is bad. And Katie Seagal will tell you.
Did you ever watch Pixel Perfect?
Yes,
Yes, I think I saw that.
Same message.
exactly. All right, let's move on to number 4. Sarah, what you got for number 4?
Number 4, I have Lemonade Mouth.
Ooh.
That is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is not talked about enough. I could go on and on about this. Like that, such an underappreciated movie.
And
Hell
every
yeah.
song is a bop.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
All right, Hallie, what you got for number 4?
My number 4 is Luck of the Irish.
Okay.
That's really funny because I was just going to say Mini Melissa picked The Luck of the Irish for number 4 as well. She likes it because Timothy Amundsen is in it and she's obsessed with Psych. So
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll get her
Yeah.
into Gallivant. Get her into Gallivant if she hasn't watched it
Yes.
yet.
Okay. Yes.
Love it. Love it.
Mhm.
My number 4 is going to be The Color of Friendship. So this movie was actually based on true events. It is primarily based on South African apartheid, particularly in the 1970s. And they get an exchange student. So she's a Black student living in the United States. Her father is a Black congressman. They get a white exchange student from South Africa. And the white student from South Africa is basically benefiting from apartheid.
And shocked and horrified to be in a Black household.
And basically, she learns that racism is bad. So be open-minded and realize the world doesn't just belong to you. And I think that is a timeless message. Okay, so let's move on to number 3. Sarah, what you got for number 3?
Teen Beach Movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, oh my God, Teen Beach Movie. I think it was when I got the Teen Beach Movie DVD when I was younger, it had a zipper pull in it that was the surfboard, and I had it on this North Face jacket, and I thought I was the coolest person in the world. I'm like, you see my zipper pull? Yeah, that's a surfboard from Teen Beach Movie.
Are you also an art? Are you an also?
That's my number 3 too.
Oh my God.
We're just on the
That's
same
funny.
wavelength here. I mean,
I love it. Melissa, what's your number 3 going to be?
Mini Melissa picks The Descendants for number 3.
Great.
Okay.
I was a
Mini
big fan of
Melissa.
Descendants. Yes.
Great choice. Great
Yes,
choice.
and I will say, I believe, I am fairly certain there's a Halloween song that is on my Halloween playlist that's from The Descendants. I think.
My number 3 is actually going to be the entire High School Musical franchise. And if you knew me from the years 2006 to, let's just say 2011, I'm sorry, because the High School Musical franchise was actually my personality, because I was the same age as the characters, and senior year came out my senior year of high school,
Ooh,
and
that's good.
I was unwell. And I mean that mentally. So yeah, it has really iconic music. It has really iconic actors in it. And for those of you who actually don't follow her on social media, which you should because she's amazing, Casey Stroh, who plays Martha Cox in the High School Musical franchise, has just announced that she has been cast in the UK West End. They're doing like another production of High School Musical in the West End, and she is playing Miss Darbus.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
excellent.
that's good.
High School Musical was one of those things that was like very like in my blood. I was in High School Musical
Me too.
when I was in high school. It was in me for a long time. And overall, the message is just, if you manage your time appropriately, you can pursue anything you want. You can be a you can be a brainiac and also a singer. You can be a jock and a singer. You just have to manage your time appropriately and have adults who believe in you.
You can make the perfect creme brulee.
Exactly.
I can.
You just
I always
Zeke
use too big of
can.
a ramekin and it doesn't cook all the way through.
you need to get some cooking tips from Zeke then.
Yeah, Zeke, teach me how to make creme brulee, please. Thank
Save
you.
us. All right, guys, we're going to move on to our number 2s. Sarah, what you got for number 2?
Camp Rock is my number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God. I have that movie like memorized. Like I can remember Camp Rock Run 1. Whoa. I just play it in my head constantly.
The one that lives in my head rent free is Allison Stoner at the keyboard, and she's just dingling around.
She's
and
really good.
She's really good.
Good.
All right, Hallie, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is the 13th year, the one where the
Okay.
kid turns
All right.
13 and turns into a merman. I thought he was so cute, and I didn't really care as much about going to Hogwarts when I turned 11, but I did care a lot about becoming a mermaid when I turned 13, and that was
Valid.
a huge heartbreak for me.
Understandable.
I just think it's so charming. I was not a competitive swimmer, so couldn't really relate there, but I loved it. That movie changed something in me for sure.
Love it. All right, Melissa, what's your number 2?
Mini Melissa picks zombies. She's a fan of zombies.
Oh,
So
the zombies movies
Yeah.
are good.
yeah,
zombies
and I
movies
have
are
to
good.
say, I appreciate her top picks because I feel like had I been in the generation that would have watched these movies, these are the ones that I would have picked. This makes me feel like I'm doing my job right. So yes,
Yeah,
zombies.
Absolutely.
I'm Minnie Melissa. I'm rocking with all her picks.
Yes,
For sure.
We'll be so happy to hear that.
So my number 2 is going to be Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge specifically. I love Halloween Town, but I love Halloween Town 2 more.
What is it with DComs and making the second movie the strongest?
You
of the
figure
three?
out what the people liked about the first one and you make it better.
You're so right.
Yeah.
And then like by the third, you jump the shark.
Exactly. In Halloween Town 2, the overall message is being evil and trying to take over the world is bad. In fact, again, a very timeless message. The other message of the movie, however, is that Kimberly J. Brown and Daniel Kuntz have great chemistry, so much so that they're actually married today. So shout out to Kimberly J. Brown and Daniel Kuntz. All right, so we are going to move on to our number 1 picks. This is for all the marbles. Okay, so first, before you reveal your number 1, do you have any honorable mentions, Sarah?
Yes, I actually have 5.
Okay, hit it.
Okay, so Zombies was one of my honorable mentions. I just feel like that's not a movie that I would watch over and over and over again like I would the others. And then for my other 4, I don't know if people know these, but How to Build a Better Boy.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
haven't seen that one yet.
7 is Cloud 9. That one's also another one that like I bring it up and people don't know what I'm talking about. But that
Okay.
one has Dove Cameron in it. Oh, and then 16
Okay.
Wishes. Yes, I love
Hell
that
yeah.
movie.
With Debbie Ryan. There are so many good ones that like having a top 5 is almost criminal.
couldn't believe that, honestly.
Okay.
We had High School Musical ranked at 5 and 3. High School Musical is my favorite movie of all time. I could watch those movies over and over and over again, never get sick of them. And like as I mentioned earlier, my dad had a sports memorabilia business, so he was really good at like finding things online. He bought me like all this High School Musical stuff. I have like an Ashley Tisdale doll, I have a Sharpay car, and I had like bags. I have all the books, I have like the yearbooks. I watched it in Spanish because I also know Spanish. So when I was like learning it, I would watch it in Spanish because I had it memorized in English. I was like, oh, like I'll just learn it in Spanish too.
Yeah.
And that movie just means so much to me.
All right. Hallie, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yes, I do. Honorable mentions, the Twitches movies. Honorable mention, Don't Look Under the Bed. Honorable mention, the High School Musicals.
So sad.
For me, what's number one? Cheetah Girls.
Okay.
All three of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Which
Yeah.
one or all of them?
All of them. Mostly,
Okay.
mostly 1 and 2. I love them. I love that it's ambitious young women being messy together. The songs, I think, hold up. The dancing holds up. And they're just, I think, camp masterpieces. Amigas, cheetahs, friends for life.
All right, Melissa, what is your number one? Do you have any honorable mentions?
I don't have any honorable mentions, sorry. But Mini Melissa, she couldn't remember which one it was, and I couldn't tell you what she said right now, but it was either Halloween Town 2 or Halloween Town High. I have a feeling it's Halloween Town High.
Halloween Town High does actually have Lucas Grabeel and Alicia Rulin from
Yeah.
High School Musical.
Yeah.
Fun facts. So
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, one of my honorable mentions is Descendants. A couple other honorable mentions that have not been mentioned yet. I'm going to go Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off,
Ooh,
which
yeah.
is, in fact, a baseball movie, and Jump In, starring Corbin Blue.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Cadet Kelly with Hilary Duff. Those are like some good
okay.
ones. Life Size with Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks. Get a Clue with Lindsay Lohan.
Get a Clue.
And Stuck in the Suburbs also with a very young Taran Killam. For
Mm.
those of you who know him from SNL, he was part of a Disney Channel original movie way back in the day. So look that up. But my number one is going to be a tie. They are going to be 2 movies that kind of have the same message, not necessarily the same plot points, but a similar message. And that's going to be Motocrossed and Right on Track. And the message is sexism is bad and girls can do anything that boys can do. Motocross is basically kind of like a She's the Man plot where brother who does motocross gets injured, can't compete in a race. So his twin sister cuts off all of her hair and disguises herself as her brother so that she can compete in the race. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Mm.
And Right on Track is actually the true story of 2 sisters who raced stock cars. And it was, I don't think it was the film debut, but it was the first movie that I ever saw with Brie Larson in it. And she played a character named Courtney.
Oh, well, winning
So,
right there.
hell yeah. Love Right on Track. Beverly Mitchell
Winning.
from Seventh Heaven is also in that movie.
Ooh.
All
Yeah,
right, Lovelies,
they're
what did you
good.
think about our top 5 DCOM picks? What is your favorite DCOM? Be sure to let us know in the comments. All right, Lovelies. As always, before we wrap things up, we are going to leave you with some recommended media for this week, brought to you by our very own No Regrets reader. Take it away, Melissa.
All right, so this week we're going to talk about another one of my favorite authors, Meghan Quinn. I know I say this a lot. I feel like I've said it a lot the last 3 episodes, and we have. In the last 3 episodes, I have covered all 3 of my favorite authors. I covered Kate Stewart, I've covered Jennifer Hartman, and now you guys are getting Meghan Quinn. So Meghan Quinn, always a great read for anyone that prefers a higher chili pepper rating. Meghan is a literary genius. She cranks out 4 books a year. I have no idea how she does it, but a lot of her bibliography is sports romances. So she has series that center around football. She has a hockey series that is fabulous, swimming, and of course, baseball. So this week, we're sticking with the theme of our episode, and we're going to talk about the second book in her Brentwood Boys baseball series, which is called The Dugout. So for the baseball series, fictional Brentwood University brags one of the most elite baseball programs in D1 sports, with a high record of players drafted into the MLB. Second baseman Carson Stone is on track to become one of those players until he has a season-ending injury at the beginning of his junior year that lands him on the IL, and then he ends up missing the draft. So he's able to return to the team for his senior year, but he struggles to find his swing and get back to his optimal MLB-worthy performance. Lucky for Carson, fate throws him repeatedly into the path of Millie Potter. Millie comes from a baseball dynasty family. She coaches Little League, and she has a strong eye for identifying the hitch in a player's swing. So even though their first couple of interactions are awkward and they're also kind of insulting to Millie, Carson quickly realizes Millie is the key to getting his swing back on track, and he begs her to be his coach. As Millie fixes Carson's swing, the two strike up a friendship and gradually become more. And the boys of Brentwood, the whole series, they have this tradition. When they meet their endgame girl, you take the girl to the locker room and you seal the deal. So Carson knows that Millie is locker room material. However, just as Carson is drafted into the MLB, tragedy occurs in his personal life that threatens his relationship with Millie. Okay, so the Brentwood Boys, it's an 8-book series. The Dugout is one of my top 2 favorites in the entire series. I recently reread it, and besides the fact that Carson is amazing, this book has some hilarious scenes. There's one scene that is just, it cracks me up so much. It takes place in the cafeteria. It's the first time Carson approaches Millie in public. You have to tell me what you think of that scene if you read it. But here's what I love about the book. This is one of those sports romances that places emphasis on the sport, not just the romance. Millie knows her shit. There is a scene where Millie is helping identify the source of Carson's swing issues, where she stands on the pitcher's mound, shows him photos of pitches as they leave the pitcher's glove, and drills him on the type of pitch coming his way. She schools Carson on the sport that he has loved and played his entire life. It's amazing. She's timid and socially awkward, but when she's talking baseball, she is a confident queen, and it's a trait that Carson immediately falls in love with. And fun fact, Millie's older brother, Corey, plays for the fictional Baltimore team in the series. He's the MMC in my other favorite book of the series. And he's only in the MLB because his sister coached him to be good enough to be in the MLB. So this book, it will make you laugh, it will make you swoon, and it may even make you cry. It's a 5-star read for me, about 3 chili peppers, which is actually low on the Meghan Quinn scale. I'm not going to lie. It's a little bit of a slow burn for her, but it is a great book. This will be the first of many times I will cover a Meghan Quinn book because all of her sports romances are brilliant. And Meghan, if you hear me and if you ever want to come on the pod to talk about any of them, please know you are welcome any time because we would love to have you.
Hell yes, Megan. We absolutely would love to have you. All right. Well, Melissa, if our listeners, the Glovelies, would like to make recommendations of their own, where can they find you?
They can find me on Facebook and Instagram at no_regrets_reader. Give me the sports romances, please. I love them.
All right. I would love to take a moment to shout out the amazing Sarah of Sideline with Sarah for joining us today. Sarah, where can the listeners find you if they want to follow more of your content?
Well, I'm Sideline with Sarah on basically every social media platform: Twitter, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Substack. I'm even on Cameo. I just started making some long form content on YouTube, which I've been wanting to do my entire life, and that's been a lot of fun. Mainly, I'm doing Red Sox recaps right now, but hoping this summer to do a little bit more with other leagues as well. And also from a non-sports perspective, this summer I'm going to start doing some vlog type style content and lifestyle stuff on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube under Sarah Off the Sideline.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. You are welcome back anytime. You are officially a friend of the pod.
Yay!
All right, Glovelies. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Once again, I would love to thank Sarah for joining us, and thank you all for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, ladies, what are we looking forward to most this week in the world of baseball? Who do you hope has fun this week? Sarah, do you want to start us off?
Sure. I think I might have jinxed him now. I think he's like 0 for 3 in this game, but I hope Caleb Durbin has fun this week because he's been batting the 100 all year. Went and got outside help from someone that was not in the Red Sox organization, which is kind of funny, but you know what? Do what you got to do. And since he got that help, he's had a 4-game extra base hit streak, a 4-game RBI streak, and has been looking like the Caleb Durbin I was hoping the Red Sox acquired this offseason. And I hope he keeps it going. I also want to give one more shout out to IKF because he currently has an 8-game hit streak, which again, I think I also jinxed him. I don't think he has a hit in this game right now. That is going on while we were filming this. But he also had a very vulnerable media quote with the media where he was like, he said how he's fighting for his life in every at bat. that his career was on the line because he's getting not as much playing time as usual. And, it just really shook a chord in my heart. And, as I said earlier, I gave him an apology video. I'm like an IKF fan now, which I never thought I'd be. So I hope he continues that hot streak.
Love it. All right, Hallie,
Nice.
who do you hope has fun this week?
I hope Michael Bublé has fun this week. He had some choice words about the Las Vegas Golden Knights going into the Stanley Cup coming up. And who would have thought that Michael Bublé would say something good for once? So Michael Bublé for that, for hating the Las Vegas Knights. I hope you have fun this week.
All right. Melissa, who do you hope has fun this week?
All right, I'm gonna go a little topical. I hope the kid that made the mistake throwing the ball on the field to Jesus Sanchez at the Blue Jays Orioles game the other day is having a good week.
Oh, no.
I was watching the game when this went down, and I admit, my first reaction was, who the hell did that? That is embarrassing as hell. However, I will say I think this is a really good example of a situation where we need to learn the facts before we react, because it turns out it was a misunderstanding. The kid totally misunderstood what Sanchez was signaling. The kid thought he was trying to play catch, and he threw the ball, but he threw it too late when he had his back turned. So it's a very unfortunate situation, but you can kind of see how the kid might be confused when you watch the video. And I'm sure it was a mortifying and terrifying experience for that kid because he was ejected from the game. And I'm sure it felt awful knowing that Sanchez had to leave the game because of it. Roast me if you must, but as a parent of a child of the exact same age, I think this is a bad core memory that's going to follow that kid forever. And he doesn't need any extra bullying from the internet to make him feel worse. So I hope he's
Leave
having a
kids
good-
alone. They're still learning.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a simple misunderstanding, and the internet can be a very vicious place. So I think we just need to have a
Yeah.
little bit of compassion, and it's okay to change your opinion once you learn new information. All right. Well, as I mentioned in last week's episode, I am now dedicating my portion of this segment to a current and active MLB player chosen at random. So this week, I hope Brennan Bernardino, number 83, left-handed pitcher for the Colorado Rockies, has fun. He was with the Red Sox organization last year, and he was traded.
Yes. Oh.
He was traded shortly after the season ended, and he also played for Mexico in the WBC. He's doing okay this year. He's got a 3.70 ERA on the season at the time of this recording.
God.
So keep it up, Brennan. I hope you have fun this week.
I wish he was on the Red Sox at the time of this recording, but
All right. Well, this has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Melissa.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great week, Glovelies. And as always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay glovely.
Lovely.
Lovely.